Okay, welcome back. This is probably the final recording for today. I just want to explain to you how you can do how you can complete the challenge. Okay, to those of you who tried to do it on their own, if you did it on your own, then congratulations. If you were a little bit confused, that's fine. Okay, so remember that the challenge was to change your headings, your H1 and H3, to this color. It's this one. So that's the hex value I gave you. You can find that color on this website, colorhunt.co. And like I said, I want you to please upload your work onto Teams. There's a folder there for this challenge, for this task. I'm going to grade that. So how do we do this? If you were unsure how to do it, then um, I hope you looked for a solution online. So you can just Google. A good place, a good way to do it is to just, you know, use these terms, search terms, change text color in CSS, and you can go to MDN, you can go to uh, other websites like this, W3 Schools, very reliable, a resource for web developers. So let's go and look at that. I think it's this. What do we see here? Perfect. The first item that it talks about. So this is how to format your text, to modify your text. And the first item here is text color. As you can see, there are other things that you can change with regard to your text. So the attribute that you need to modify is color. Okay, it's very clear here. You can use different codes or different names or values. So like you can just use a regular name. So there's a bunch of them. We saw that before. That's um, built into HTML and CSS. So just the color names, or you can use a hex value, a hex value like I showed you. This is a hex value. So all of these colors have hex values, or an RGB value. I didn't talk about this. It's a little bit more complicated, but you can learn more about this on your own. You don't need that, but this is what we're going to focus on. Okay, so like I said, the attribute you need to modify is color. You can use a hex value, and this is the hex value that I gave you. So how do we do this? We go into the CSS file, your CSS file. Remember that that's your external style sheet, because we've been talking about external CSS. You type in H1, then H3 like this, H1, H3, and then don't forget to use those curly braces. Type in the attribute you want to modify there, followed by a colon, and then you give that attribute a value, which is this hex value, this hex code. So you type that in, or you copy paste, and don't forget to close this part with a semicolon. Okay, so if we go into our code, this is what I have. So manually H1, okay, curly braces, my curly braces, okay, color, colon, and let me just look for that hex value, copy paste it here. Just need to be a little bit careful. Yeah, close it off with a semicolon. Okay, try to make your CSS file as neat as possible. Just follow this format, and then I'm going to put in my H3. I'm just copy pasting it. There we are. Going to save that, and let's see. So it should look like this. The other details here, they don't really matter at this point. It's okay even if you change the background color, so long as they're not the same, so that you're able to see your H1 and H3. Now I turn now to my web page. I'm gonna refresh that, and there you are. As you can see, it has changed. Here my H1 is the same as this. Okay, and so is this, the H3. Okay. Okay, now this should be the same as this, but see the way I coded it, I didn't put it in as an H3, but it doesn't matter. Let me see, let me look for that. It's this, you see, but I could just as easily turn that into an H3. Okay, by enclosing it in an H3 tab. Why didn't that work? H3. And then I'm going to copy this. Save it. There you are. And it has the same color. See? And now I check one of my subweb pages. It's the same. I have an H1 here, and it's the same color as my other H1. Okay? It's this. So we know that it works. We know that I was able to complete the challenge. This is how you do it. So don't forget, save your HTML, your CSS, refresh your web pages, check if everything works. And then you can also do other things. So for instance, if we go back to W3 schools, there are other properties that you can play around with, tinker with them, so you can try to change those things, text alignment, spacing, if you want shadow there. Okay, but something more specific, maybe you can change the colors of your H1 and H3, make them different. Okay, you can also do that. So remember, you just go into the code here and change the hex value. Okay, to whatever color you might want. Even the background color of the body, you can change that. Just a reminder, let me say it again. Let me go back. You need to upload this to Teams. Okay, save your work, and I need to be able to see 3 files that you created today. All right, thank you. That's it for today, and good luck. Good luck with your tasks.